Dating in your 30s is fun. If by fun you mean you realized you ignored red flags for an entire decade, you finally know what you want, but everyone else still seems to be figuring it out. And suddenly the stakes feel higher, the games feel smaller, and your patience, well, let's just say it's very selective now. Before we roll the guest clip for today, let's get real for a second. Dating in your 30s is funny because it's basically like doing an interview with someone, but the job is your heart. And here's the kicker, everyone's still winging it, texting like they're 18, acting like they've never had a conversation before. It's kind of utter chaos. Full disclosure, I'm coming to you today with a bit of a cold, so if my voice sounds a little off, it's not my phone sex voice, unless you consider a raspy whisper enticing. Then hey, you're welcome. One of the biggest shifts I've noticed in dating at this age is clarity. You're less interested in someone's potential and more interested in reality. Chemistry is great, but patterns matter. Are they consistent, respectful, communicative? If the answer isn't yes, you're probably moving on fast. And that's exactly what today's guest touches on in her clip. The part about expectations, timelines, and pressure really got me thinking, especially because there's this unspoken rule in your 30s that you should know exactly what you want and exactly who you're going to date. But we both know it's rarely that simple. I was talking with a fellow baddie, Marianne, about this. She had some thoughts that really cut through the nonsense about what dating in your 30s actually looks like. Here's her perspective.
Just a friendly reminder, I'm not a therapist, psychologist, or expert in human behavior. This is a judgment-free assumption checking zone. Take what resonates and leave the rest. I'm so excited to have Mary Ann with me. She is one of the amazing women that I've connected with on social media. I've said in the past that I love making new connections and some new friends on social media, and I was so happy to have met her on Instagram. So today I'm going through a few questions and just some assumptions with Marianne, and the topic is about being single in your 30s. So I'm going to start with my first question, which is going to be, what's an assumption about single women in their 30s that you think is complete BS?
Oh man. So a lot of times people just think like there's something wrong with you because they're just like, oh, she's in her 30s. I have never been married or any type of situation like that. So people always assume like there's something wrong with me, but at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with me. I thought there was something wrong with me because I'm like, okay, I'm in my 30s, never been married, never been engaged, and I'm still single. Like, and I see all my friends, they're getting married, they're having kids. But like at the end of the day, there's nothing really wrong with you. It just means that I haven't found my person. I've been on so many dates, and it's just in my 20s, in my mid 20s, I was in a long-term relationship. So I was in a relationship for like 8 years, and I was single probably when I think it was when I turned 30. And so that's when I kind of like navigated through being my 30s. I've just learned a lot, and I just, still to this day, I just try not to listen to what everyone says. Like, you're wasting time, you have a limit, you're going to be 40, because I'm going to be 35 this year. So I just have people in my ear. They're just like, you need to do this. You need to rush because your time is running out. It's like, yeah, my time is running out. But at the same time, it's like, I am where I'm at for a reason. And I just haven't found my person. And it could be because I still need to grow or my person still needs to grow. But I just find it BS when people are just like in your ear, like, you need to hurry up. Your time is running out. And it's just like, no, my time isn't running out. Like, I'm enjoying, my life as much as I want to, find my person and have kids. But I'm just at a point in my life right now where it's just like, I'm accepting where I'm at and I'm not rushing anything. So,
I love that. And I feel like
yes.
it's so important for other people to hear. And not just because, the comment section on social media, like they say
Yeah.
enough. I feel like it can be a bit harder when it is people that you know, or,
Hmm.
people actually saying it to you versus commenting on social media. So that's very important. And I
Yeah.
agree that yes.
Yes, it is. It's just it's so tiring, and it's just like it's so annoying sometimes when people are just in your ear, and it's just like they, especially if they don't know your life or your situation that you've been in, and it's like I said, I was in a relationship my whole 20s, and so this is where I'm at.
Up next, what do people not see or maybe understand about being single at this age?
It does get hard sometimes. I will not lie. Sometimes I do get lonely. And but like I said, this is just kind of the journey that I'm at, and I'm embracing it. I'm learning from it. I'm learning, new things about myself. And even on the days where I feel like, oh, I need someone, I'm so lonely. Why can I not find my person? I kind of just like distract myself and I journal, like, why am I feeling this way? And once again, it's just like, everyone's, married and have kids and everything. And you're just sitting here like, the only kid I have is my dog. And I'm nowhere near like in a serious relationship. Like I'm single as a Pringle. And so it can be hard, but it's also just a learning experience to just really fall in love with yourself and do things that, just discover things that you love. Because at the end of the day, I feel like if you truly can't love yourself, then how can you love someone else, on a deeper level? And so, like, I love it. And then I also just, like I said, it just gets really lonely. But at the end of the day, I just remember who I've become, during this process, and just remember that I am where I'm supposed to be, and I'll eventually, find my person at the end of the day. So,
I love that. And I love that you have a little dog who keeps you company. I do too.
yes.
She's my little best friend. And I love that. And I have to say, I see your social media videos all the time, and I'm always like, wow, I love that she's just cracking open her Alani and living her best life right now.
Some days aren't always, like I said, some days aren't, always like that. And, you could see the highlight reel, but like I said, there are days and nights where I do get lonely and I wish I had that companion. And then that's where I start comparing my life to others, but it's just like you just can't do it, everyone has a different timeline, and your timeline is your timeline.
In the meantime, you can always FaceTime me because now we connect. If
Yes,
you're feeling lonely, send a
I can.
FaceTime
Yes.
my way and we can chat together.
Exactly, and get our dogs on together. Yes, I love it.
What do you feel is actually better about dating now versus in your 20s?
My mid 20s, I think I was in my serious relationship when I was either 24 or 23, and we were together for 8 years. So my whole 20s, I was in a serious relationship. Um But comparing that to now, I just feel like I'm definitely more wiser on choosing who I want to spend my time with and who I even want to go on dates with. Um, 2025 was just, the dating game was ridiculous. It was so horrible that I'm just like, well, I just like question myself, like, what if I stayed in that relationship, but I didn't, because he cheated on me, and so I left. We like just split apart and everything. And when I entered my 30s, you kind of spiral a little bit. You go on these dates and you want to get these, attention from men. And that's what I was doing. I was just going on these dates and I wanted all the attention. And then as time went by, I just, met all the men that you can meet: narcissists, liars, cheaters, and all that stuff. And so now I'm just more intentional with who I talk to, more intentional who I go on dates with, and I'm definitely a lot more pickier. If I see a red flag right off the bat, I I will just be done. I will message them. I will not ghost them. I will message them and be like, "Hey, I don't think this is, going to work out," because I hate being ghosted. So I will not ghost someone back. Being ghosted is literally the worst thing, especially like if the conversation is flowing and you guys did go on a date and everything was good, and then all of a sudden, he disappears on you. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely more intentional with, who I talk to, and I don't want to rush, because that's what I did in my, probably when I turned 31, I was trying to rush relationships, and then that just turned really bad. I was just, getting with guys that were red flags from the beginning, but I didn't see that because I wanted the attention, and I you know, wanted that perfect life that they were promising me. So definitely more intentional in my 30s for sure.
I love that. What's something you refuse to settle for that maybe you would have in your 20s?
I will not settle for someone that just does the bare minimum. I need someone that does way more. Um, I feel like that I've met a lot of men, dated a lot of men, to where to them they thought opening the door was too much. To me, that's not too much. That's, to me, that's the bare minimum. I'd be like, "You're not going to open the door for me?" And they're like, "Why?" And it's like, "Okay." So it's just like definitely someone that just doesn't do the bare minimum, because I guess men these days think that that's just like too much to ask for. I don't know. And someone obviously that, I definitely want someone that is, ambition, goal setting, and that can just like push me a lot further, and that can challenge me and everything. Cause just in my 20s, I guess before I got into my relationship, I was just kind of like, oh, is he hot? Then that's perfect. That's all I want. Just someone that has good looks. But it just like there's so much more to then, just being with someone that has, good looks and everything.
I think that's crazy that, people just don't naturally open the door, or
No,
hold
like
crazy.
it's I'm telling you, these men, like they would think that even just buying flowers were too much. Asking for a compliment, they thought it was too much. And it's just like, I just remember back in the day, it's just like men love to do that. They love to compliment you. They love to open the doors. They love to, give you flowers. And so it's just like, I know what I deserve. And if someone can't just give me those little things, I'm not going to settle for that, because we deserve so much more. Especially, I like to give. I need someone that can give back to me as well. And it can be so small, like flowers, or leaving like a little note, or you know opening up an Alani for me in the morning.
Yes, I love
So
that.
I don't have to do it.
I love that. If you could say one thing to women stressing out about being single in their 30s, what would it be?
Stop stressing. Because at the end of the day, because I've been through this, you're just gonna spiral. You will literally just settle. Long story short, I almost settled with this guy. He, was a single father, and he was a lot older. So I thought he was mature, but we were together for almost 2 years, and it made me feel, I didn't feel like I could be myself. I just felt like, oh, he's promising me a family, he's promising a marriage, he's promising me to stay at home with the kids, and I can do my content stuff. But at the end of the day, it wasn't worth that, because I lost who I truly was. And I was just getting angry at others for no reason, but it was more because I was angry at him, because he wasn't doing, the little things for me. So definitely don't rush into something just because a man promises you he's going to give you everything, because at the end of the day, they will say things to you to reel you in. And it doesn't matter what age they are. They can be 10 years older than you, because that's what the guy was. He was almost 10 years older than me. And it just wasn't meant to be. And just take your time, and this is the time where you can truly, enjoy time with yourself, and just learn what you love and learn what you want from your specific partner. You can write these things down. What do you expect from your partner? What do you want your partner to look like? What do you want your partner to be? What kind of father do you want him to be? So definitely just take this time to enjoy you know, the single life, not having kids and being able to do things that you want to do. Like if you wanted to go travel the world, go do that. You know, do anything like spontaneous. Just enjoy your time. Don't stress. Because I completely understand that we feel like our time is like running out because we're getting close to 40. But at the end of the day, your time isn't running out. You are where you're meant to, you are where you're supposed to be for a reason. And just enjoy it. And also, I know easier said than done. Don't compare your lives to others because their story is their story and your story is your story. So just enjoy being single because it's a very powerful thing to appreciate, you know, the single life. Like, and just it to me, I just, there's days where I'm just like, oh, I feel so empowered. You know, I feel so strong that I'm able to be single and do all these things without having, you know, a man. So I just say, stop stressing, enjoy your time, and your person will come. Don't force something that shouldn't be forced.
I love that. And girl, we could totally compare notes about
Yes.
when you mentioned, the age difference and thinking maybe they had their life together a bit more. We trust me, we can
Yeah,
compare notes on that
literally.
one.
I thought he had his shit together just because he was almost 40 and he had a kid. But at the end of the day, I was the other woman without realizing it. But there was a lot of red flags, but I ignored it because I didn't want to be single. I wanted to settle down, and he promised me a life that I wanted. And so, yeah. I could tell you about a whole bunch of relationships and a whole bunch of people that yeah, it's a, yeah.
We can have a really good conversation about this later on, maybe off camera.
Right? Yeah.
What's something you love about your life right now that has nothing to do with dating?
You know, right now I'm just enjoying my life. I'm just I definitely this year I want to travel more, and so that's something that I'm really focusing right now is just traveling and focusing more on my career. I do want to do content creation full time. So, and I love creating, you know, videos. It just makes me happy. It's my outlet, and I love just getting to know other women because that's I've met so many great, including you. I've met so many great women through social media. It's just unbelievable. Um, but yeah, I'm just kind of just enjoying where my life is at right now, and whatever opportunity comes my way, I'm taking it. But I'm definitely wanting to focus on traveling more because that's something that I can do. No one's holding me back other than myself.
I love that. That sounds amazing, and I'm so happy for you. And I'm sure when you travel, I'll start to see the videos. So then I'll
Yes.
start traveling more. All right, we're moving into some rapid fire with Marianne, and let's just get into it. So, when you're dating, are you more interested right now in confidence, consistency, or both?
Both. Mhm.
Are we going for a hot or emotionally safe?
Ooh, emotionally safe.
Hot's always a bonus to
I
us,
was
so
gonna say that would definitely just be a bonus.
we'll take that as a bonus. Funny or deeply self-aware?
Ooh, I love I love a funny man, but I also want a man that's also aware of everything. So I guess both.
Right? Both. Texting all day or intentional check-ins?
You know, as I've gotten older, I feel like it's just for me intentional check-ins because it's like, yeah, sure, we can text all day, but it's like you can FaceTime me later on, check in on me. So I think as I get older, it's just that intentional check-ins instead.
Okay. Are we going for a beard, clean shaven, or you don't care?
Oh, gotta have the beard. I can't have the clean shave. I need a beard. I don't know what it is, but they have to have facial hair for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Eye contact or a great voice?
Ooh. I love both. I mean, when a man just looks you in the eye, especially if he has pretty eyes. And then when they have a really sexy voice, that's a turn on too. So both.
I'm having so much fun with this. I didn't know how much fun I was gonna have asking you these questions.
I love it.
Someone who plans dates or goes with the flow.
Oh, I'm I definitely like a planner, but I also do like surprises. So I think 50-50.
For a first date, are we doing drinks, dinner, or going out for an activity?
Oh, maybe drinks and activity at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What is your biggest dating ick?
Ugh. Oh, where do I even start? I don't.
Let's just do one for today because if you have plenty, next time I do a red flag, green flag episode, you can join me again.
Okay, the first one that just kind of comes to mind is confidence. If a man's not confident, that gives me the ick. Because I need someone that's confident because I'm confident in myself. So,
I like it. The biggest green flag.
ooh, the biggest green flag to me is well, we got to start with one. I don't know. I mean, I feel like this one could be a yes or a no for a lot of people, but to me, I think a green flag is when a man texts you, "Good morning, beautiful." I don't know. I don't know. That's just me.
It's always nice to wake up to a little message, so I would agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Are we, are you making the first move or are they?
Oh, they have to. I'm old school, sorry.
All right. Let's see. Love languages that you receive best.
Is it gift giving? Is
Mhm.
it is that one of them? I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that because like I said earlier, I'm definitely like a giver and I just am a very thoughtful person. So that one is yeah, that's for me.
Something that people assume you want, but you really don't.
I do like nice things. A lot of people just think that I want a millionaire, someone that has like, you know, money because like I said, I do like nice things. So a lot of people just think that I want someone that could spoil me, which I do, but I don't need someone to be a millionaire, you know. I don't need that because you can spoil me in different ways. That doesn't need to be expensive.
That's true. I agree with
Mhm.
that.
Yep.
And last one, what's something that you want more now than ever?
Obviously, I would love to, you know, find my person to start a life with, you know, but I'm just taking it day by day and taking whatever throws at me. So,
Stay tuned because we have more to come in this episode, but we are going to say goodbye to Marianne for now.
Okay, Marianne really did not hold back there, and honestly, that's why I love her take. She's calling out the timelines, the pressure, the you should have it all figured out by now nonsense. And let's be real, we've all felt it. The pressure to have the perfect relationship, to check all the boxes, to pretend we're not secretly panicking on Sunday nights. It's exhausting. And here's the thing, dating in your 30s isn't about lowering standards. It's about being unapologetic with the things that don't matter and stubborn with the things that do. Chemistry, great. Shared values, yes, please. Communication skills, non negotiable. If it's missing, move along. Because honestly, life is too short for guessing games disguised as romance. What I really love about Marianne's point is that it's not just about finding someone. It's about understanding yourself. Who are you willing to compromise for? Who do you actually want to spend your time with? And what parts of your life are non negotiable? That's the hard stuff. The stuff people don't talk about when they post memes or make jokes about dating apps. And let's be honest, there's no manual for this. You don't magically know the rules just because you hit your 30s. What changes is your willingness to call out the nonsense, to be picky, to set boundaries, to say, not my thing, without guilt. And that's where the freedom comes in. The freedom to date intentionally instead of just dating to date or dating because you feel like you're supposed to. So, yeah, dating in your 30s, it's messy. It's hilarious. Sometimes it's heartbreaking, but it's also way more fun when you stop worrying about everyone else and focus on what works for you. That's my 2 cents. Take Mary Ann's wisdom and remember your 30s aren't late, they're just more selective. Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of She's Probably Talking to Other Guys. Follow along on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, or Amazon Music. You can now also watch video episodes as well right here on Spotify. You can also find them on YouTube. The social media handle is at SPTTOG Podcast. I can't wait to hang with you on social media.